Today, let's dive into something surprisingly essential, but often overlooked. Heavy-duty plastic corner vanity block angle brackets for shelf fixing and support.
That sounds almost like a tongue twister. But seriously, these small items play a huge role in keeping our shelves sturdy, don't they?
Absolutely. Most people don't realize that the stability of many shelves relies on these brackets, especially in places like garages or storage rooms.
I've always wondered, why choose plastic over the typical metal brackets? Isn't metal supposed to be stronger?
Good question. While metal is strong, heavy-duty plastic brackets have their own advantages. For starters, they're resistant to rust and corrosion, which is handy in humid environments.
That makes sense. Plus, I imagine they're lighter and easier to handle. No one wants to struggle with heavy parts during a simple DIY project.
Exactly. And installation is often simpler with plastic. You don't need specialized tools, which lowers the barrier for people new to home improvement.
Speaking of installation, have you ever had a shelf collapse because of weak brackets? I had that happen in my old apartment, and it was a disaster.
I have. That's why I started paying attention to the quality and specifications of these brackets. Heavy-duty plastic ones are designed specifically to bear more weight and distribute pressure evenly.
I read that the design often includes reinforced corners and ribbed surfaces. Do those features really make a difference?
Definitely. The ribbing increases the surface area, distributing stress more efficiently. It's like how the arches in bridges help them hold more weight.
That's a great comparison. I guess it's the hidden engineering that makes a difference in everyday products.
For sure. And another thing, plastic brackets are less likely to damage the surfaces they're attached to. Metal can sometimes scratch or gouge wood.
Right, and if you're fixing up a nice shelf, you don't want the supports ruining the aesthetics. Plastic brackets can even be painted to match the furniture, can't they?
Yes, many are designed to be paintable or come in neutral colours. It adds a subtle touch of customization.
It's funny. People spend so much time choosing shelves, but hardly think about what holds them up. The bracket is like the understudy in a play, ready to save the day.
That's a great way to put it. And with heavy-duty variants, you get peace of mind, especially if you're storing heavy items like books or tools.
Do you think there are situations where plastic still isn't the best choice?
Sure, if you're working in extremely hot environments, plastic might warp. For industrial settings with heavy vibrations, metal might be safer.
So, it's about matching the bracket to the job. But for most households and light commercial uses, these heavy-duty plastic brackets seem ideal.
Exactly. And they're often more affordable too, which is always a bonus.
I also like that they're easier to recycle compared to some composite materials. Sustainability is becoming a bigger factor for many buyers.
That's true. Some brands now even offer brackets made from recycled plastic, which is a nice eco-friendly touch.
Have you noticed any innovations in bracket design recently? Or is it pretty much the same as it's always been?
There have been some clever tweaks, like quick-release clips for easy shelf removal and brackets with built-in cable management for electronics.
Oh, that's neat. So you can keep your wires tidy and your shelf sturdy at the same time. Multifunctionality is always a plus.
Absolutely. And for renters, removable brackets are a lifesaver, since they don't leave permanent marks.
I remember trying to patch up a wall after removing old brackets. Not fun. Anything that avoids that hassle is welcome.
Definitely. The goal is to make installation and removal as painless as possible.
Let's talk numbers. How much weight can a typical heavy-duty plastic bracket handle?
It varies, but many are rated for 20 to 50 kilograms per bracket, depending on size and build quality.
That's impressive for plastic. 2 brackets could easily support a filled bookshelf.
Exactly. And for lightweight storage, you could even use fewer brackets and still feel secure.
Do you think people ever overestimate what these brackets can do?
Sometimes. It's important to check the manufacturer's weight limits and not push your luck. Even heavy-duty plastic has its breaking point.
Right, better safe than sorry. Maybe stack the encyclopedias elsewhere.
Exactly. It's always better to distribute the load evenly and use more brackets for longer shelves.
I'm curious, have you used these brackets for anything unusual? Like outside-the-box applications?
Actually, yes. I once used them to create a makeshift plant stand. They held up surprisingly well outdoors, though I did have to check for UV resistance.
That's creative. I've seen people use them to build pet enclosures or as supports in craft projects. Their versatility is underrated.
Absolutely. They're like the Swiss Army knife of the DIY world, small but mighty.
I guess the key takeaway is not to underestimate these humble plastic brackets. They literally keep things together.
Well said. Next time anyone walks past a sturdy shelf, they should thank the bracket behind the scenes.
Maybe not out loud, or people might look at you funny. But yes, a little appreciation goes a long way.
On that note, maybe we should wrap up. Any final thoughts on heavy-duty plastic brackets?
Just that they deserve more attention than they get. Choosing the right support can make all the difference in a project's success.
Couldn't agree more. So for anyone planning a shelf upgrade, don't forget to consider the bracket. It might just be the unsung hero.
And who knows, maybe you'll start a trend of bracket appreciation.
Stranger things have happened. Until next time, keep your shelves safe and your projects supported.
And don't forget to look behind the scenes. Sometimes the most important parts are the ones you can't see.